Yikes. Washed out. That's a little bit better, right? There we go. Greetings and salutations, all who joined tonight. Going to do a little editing of the podcast, and I figured we haven't had a chance to chat lately. Movie Mania Nick and Joe from Megapodtastic. What's up, guys? Nick, when do you make it into town, man? Oh yeah, we're here celebrating today. It's the 8th of May. The 8th of May. The 8th of May. Please feel free to either tell me to knock it the hell off or to comment below if you know what the 8th of May reference is. Panda Bear! What's up, Panda Bear? How you been, Amanda? It has been a while. Are you doing well? Glad you guys can join me today as we do a little editing of the podcast that's going to be released on Friday. It's Dave from Cinema Sickness, a friend of Joe who's here in the chat room right now. Ann and Dan, what's up, Ann? Feels like we just talked a moment ago, doesn't it? Give me 1 second to upload the file right quick into Audacity, just to give you an idea as to what I'm doing right now. Let's see, hey, Ryan, Jackie, and the Woo both did see World Sesame Street vids today. I would love your opinion on something. Go right ahead, Joe. So I'm pulling the video. What I do is when I record the podcast, I record much like we're recording right now through a special YouTube program, and then I dump the YouTube feed into Audacity, and then I use Audacity to edit things, clean it up. If I'm going to release the video version of it, I'll dump it into HitFilm Express, cut it up there, and then I'll dump the audio. In this particular case, the one with Dave, I actually am probably going to release the video version of it because Dave has an incredible lair. Hola, Splorin. What's up? FLS 360. Peaches Grace. What's up? Real quick, do you think SeaWorld is trying to rebrand itself Sesame Place Orlando due to Blackfish controversy? I know some stuff from behind the scenes that I can't really go into right now. What I can say is you are like 50% right with what you're thinking. The rebrand is not going to be Sesame Street Place or Sesame Place. The rebrand is definitely going to stay as SeaWorld. But you are going to see them move further and further away from the whales and the dolphins and things like that, more and more into conservation, animal rehabilitation, things like that, as Jackie and I were conversating about earlier today. The other end of that is going to be a much bigger push on rides, thrill rides and things like that. Anyone who's been to Orlando before knows that we have tons of rides here in Orlando, but we are pretty low in terms of how many thrill rides we have. If you go over to Disney, you've got a small handful of thrill rides, and most of those aren't thrill rides. Magic Kingdom's got Splash Mountain, Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain, all of which are fun, but I mean they're not really hardcore. If you go to Animal Kingdom, they've got Expedition Everest. There's nothing really in the thrill ride category over at Epcot. They are building the Guardians of the Galaxy thing. And then over at MGM, they've got Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror at the moment. I'm not going to count Slinky Dog. Same thing over at Universal. Universal's got the one roller coaster at the Universal Park that forgive me, the name escapes at the moment, and Gringotts. And then over at Islands of Adventure, they've got Hulk. They've got the Hagrid coaster that's about to open. But there's not a ton of thrill rides. So I think SeaWorld can can throw up several roller coasters and sort of take the crown on that one pretty easily. And I think that's what they're kind of trying to do right now. Chris the Shriner Dog, what's up, buddy? Let's see. Peaches Grace. By the way, Peaches Grace, if you guys are not familiar with Peaches, she has a YouTube channel too. And forgive me if I'm speaking out of turn here, Peaches. Peaches is a vocalist and has a heck of a voice, which I've come to realize recently from watching some of her YouTube videos. So just want to throw that out there. This is a shirt that I can no longer wear out because it looks like I've got well, it looks like I've got a horrible drug problem, but I assure you I don't. I can't afford to have a horrible drug problem. So what I'm doing right now is I am pulling the well, you are quite welcome, Peaches. Is I am pulling the video that I downloaded off of YouTube so that I could dump it into. I'm sorry, I've already done that. I did that. I moved it into HitFilm. I edited down in HitFilm. I've got an MP4, so I'm going back over to my MP4 folder and dumping that into Audacity. What comes out of YouTube and HitFilm is a very raw file. Video-wise, looks okay. Doesn't look much better or worse than what you see right now, but the audio is a little off. So I'm going to master that real quick in Audacity. Let me ask Joe. Obviously, it's just slightly concerning. It is Joe. Joe, let me ask you this: what audio program do you usually use to edit down Megapodtastic? And that will buy me a minute to jump over here. Let me do something real quick. Cool. Anyways, let's see. You drip both Audacity and Guitarge Band. I don't have a Mac, so I can't use GarageBand. I've heard good things about it. I'm no good with Macs. So HitFilm Express. Exports. Let's see. I dumped it down day before yesterday. Today is the 8th, so that would be this one. Super enthused. Jackie, Joe and I were just talking about you in a roundabout way. Excuse me. Joe was asking. He saw your video today, and he saw Adam's video today, and he was asking if my opinion on whether or not that SeaWorld was trying to do a rebrand. And I'd mentioned that you and I had kind of chatted a little bit about that. Would you, Jackie, mind kind of going over, writing a little bit about what you told me is your theory about the whole SeaWorld rebrand thing? That'll give me a minute to figure out why this MP4 isn't opening the way it's supposed to. There we go. Let's try that. Interesting. It is going to give me some grief tonight, apparently. And that's not good. Paging Mr. Morrow, Mr. Tom Morrow. What's up, Nate? Okay, so you are back up north, in very close to my roots as well. You know, I'm a Clevelander, born and bred. We have thicker blood, Nate. You and I. I gotta say, man, I loved your Haunted Mansion video 2-ish weeks ago. Ryan Shadoway, what's up, dude? So for those of you that don't know, Paging Mr. Morrow, most of you I'm sure know Nate. Nate has been doing some really cool things in the Northeast the last month, maybe a little over a month. A lot of it's still Disney related, but not in the traditional sense of going to a theme park and filming. Nate just put up a video from Pennsylvania. I think it was Pennsylvania, where he showed the mansion that the Haunted Mansion in Magic Kingdom is based off of. Like the architecture, it's what they were inspired by, and it is absolutely incredible. Although I'm going to be honest with you, the sister mansion next door, I thought was even more intriguing, potentially because we didn't get a close up of it. So it's got that air of mystery to it. So give me 1 second to try to once again open up this file, because I really don't want to have to rebuild. It's going to make me rebuild the codec. That is not fantastic, because that's not going to happen right now. It's going to have to be something for later. And Dan, are you in my neck of the woods? They are closer to your neck of the woods, Joe. Although Anne did move fairly recently, and I think maybe a little further out. Yeah, I loved it there. Both mansions were amazing. They were. I know you said that you were going to try to get back there, Nate, and take a tour of the inside of the mansion. Any updates on that one? Because I would definitely be down for watching more of those. Take the whole Disney angle out of it, the Haunted Mansion thing. It's still an amazing structure. If you are into history and architecture, I mean, you have to watch that video. If you're into Disney, I mean, it's a no-brainer, and chances are you've already seen the video anyways. So my computer did a major update about a week ago. And now it's not letting me pull MP4s over. Let me try opening an old MP4 that I got to work once before. That'll open. It does. That is very interesting. I might just have a corrupted file. So maybe I can just go back and re-export it and not have to redo every flipping thing that I spent all night working on the other night, which would be just a little bit of fantastic. Continue. So 300 a night, but the other mansion is closed for refurbishment. So you could actually, that's not a tour, I'm assuming. I'm assuming like the $300 is you get to stay at the mansion overnight and bed and breakfast type thing, I'm guessing. Back in Ohio, we had a mansion. There's Prospect Place. I don't know if anyone here has ever watched Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures, but actually used to be loosely affiliated with TAPS. But the group that I was in, a group called Stars, we used to go to Prospect Place all the time because we actually knew the guy. There's like the great grandson of the guy that built it back in the pre-Civil War era. But we'd go out there and we would get entire weekends where he just let us have the mansion. The mansion had been featured on Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures. Prospect Place. You can take a look if you have any interest to do so. Very, very historical, very haunted. When I say very historical, I mean Abraham Lincoln has been there as part of the Underground Railroad. There was a horrible train wreck outside at one point, and they turned the what is now the basement into a triage center. Just a ton of history. It fell abandoned in the 70s and the 80s. Satanists had set up shop upstairs in the ballroom / attic. Drew sort of satanic stuff all over the walls. It's what they thought satanic stuff was. It's mainly like Led Zeppelin lyrics and pentagrams. Kind of dumb, actually. But we used to go up there and we'd get the mansion for a weekend, and we'd go up and investigate. Did a couple, actually. The very first live stream I ever did wasn't on YouTube. YouTube wasn't doing live streams at the time. But the group I was in at the time, we did a live stream on gosh, I think it was a Daily Motion, maybe? I'm trying to remember what it was, but we're talking back in 2007 or 8. 2008, I want to say. where we live stream an investigation. We had cameras set up all over, multi images, and yeah, gave people a little bit of a show. Something did materialize at one point in the basement. I didn't see it, and unfortunately, the live stream at the time did not record anything. It just so a whole bunch of people watching at home saw whatever it was kind of materialize in the basement and move across the stairwell. That's the same place I had been in about a year and a half before during an investigation, and I had what can only be described as a misty shape, kind of the shape and size of a little girl, sort of kind of materialized like maybe 3 feet from me and moved towards me. It looked like a little girl for a half second and then just kind of missed, and it went through me, and it felt like did you guys remember back in the day, way back when at Spencer's, they'd have those balls. You put your hand on the ball and the plasma would kind of like zap up around a little plastic ball, and the plasma tendrils would come up, give you a little bit of a staticky feeling. It's kind of how it felt. It was weird. Mr. Greg from Greg's Game Room joining us now. What's up, sir? So yeah, I mean, dude, if Nate, roundabout way of saying, if you are going to go to that, it sounds like an incredible opportunity. I don't know if the place you're going is haunted, but who cares? Look at the history of it. Look at the architecture. That's plenty amazing in and of itself. So let's see. Cinema Sickness, work in progress. Let's see if I can re-export this, because I really don't want to have to redo any of this stuff. It takes so freaking long to do this. Funeral home. Funeral host. Dude, I'm sorry. It's been a very long week. Funeral host is joining us. When is Club Cool closing? I see Nick asking. I do not have a date for you. I have heard anything from this month to August. If I had to throw a guess out there, I think sooner than later. Having gone in there a couple times in the last few weeks. I know Greg's been in there. I know Jackie's been in there. It to me doesn't look like they're stocking up like they used to. When machines are going down, they're just staying down. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just I caught them at a couple of bad days, but I think they're quickly winding down over there. So let me catch up on the comments real quick. Sorry. Let's see. Cinephile and vlogger Ryan Chataway. Ryan, by the way, you and Joe have a lot in common. Your love for movies. Got to figure out which one of those is plural. Movies or love. Oh yeah, you didn't know about this, Joe? They're bulldozing. They're bulldozing interventions. It looks like when they redo everything, the plans that they put up there don't look like they've got the interventions buildings being with us for very much longer. And they have actually announced that they're closing Club Cool. They just haven't said the date for it yet. At least not that I know of. So you're in the middle. What is up, Harry the Hammer? What is up, buddy? I gotta say, Harry, I watched your Chili's review about 2 weeks ago, and you, sir, had me wanting Chili's, and that is not the easiest thing to accomplish. Let's see, pitching Mr. Morrow. Ryan, I have to say that I love the LimeLight podcast. First of all, a big thank you, sir. That means a lot. It's my first podcast I've ever listened to because the podcast can hold my attention, but actually it wasn't all the way through yours. Dude, I appreciate that. I actually... I need to get you on the podcast, Nate, at some point. I know things have been kind of crazy the last several months, and I felt bad about bothering you with it. But when you are ready, when you come up for air and you've got a little bit of free time and you've got an evening open where you could be in front of a laptop for maybe about an hour and a half, by all means, let me know. I would love to get you on the podcast. I'd kind of like to talk about how you were able to grow the channel as quickly as you did, as well as how you were able to grow the fan base to be so, I don't want to say fervent. Fervent makes it sound like it's a bad thing. What's a good word for it? So committed. Um, Again, we both know some creators who are, 200, 300, 400, 500, up to millions of subscribers. And yet I have never seen anyone get mobbed like you do when you're out in public. So you've built something great there, Nate. And like I said, when you're ready, let me know. I can be ready within 2 days, and that would be a great episode. I'd love to have you on, buddy. Let me catch up again. Let's see. Oh no, Ryan, really? Yes, it is. It is closing. They are bulldozing quite a bit up front and redoing things. There's a lot of it I think they actually need to bulldoze and start over on. I love Epcot. It's probably my favorite of the parks to just go to and walk around. I don't ride the rides generally at Epcot at this point. I think most of the rides are dull, and I've seen them a million times over, with the exception of Test Track. But the only reason I haven't done that a million times is because I don't want to wait an hour and a half each time. But they need to get in, and they need to do something with Epcot, and it's time to do something different. Different can be good. Different can always be good. So let's see. If I haven't seen those, I'd be in trouble eating them by the basket full. What are we talking about there? Here the hammer. Missed the NTL podcast. The NTL podcast is still up. If you want to listen to it, you can find it on iTunes. You can find it on Stitcher. You can find it on Slacker. You can find it on Google. It's up. Becca and Mike, it was a great episode. It was, it took a lot to make it happen. A lot of stuff. We had several times where we were supposed to sit down and record, and things just kept on happening, and it kept getting pushed back. Technical problems, family things would come up. At one point, somebody may have pulled into a driveway and caused a bit of a ruckus while we were recording. But Becca and Michael are two of the most genuinely awesome people that two of the most awesome people that you'll ever come across. So let's see. Let me close that. Hold on. So you're saying it's never too late to listen to the particular podcast? No, sir. It is never too late to listen to a particular podcast. As Joe can tell you, Joe and the Mega Podtastic podcast is up there for your listening enjoyment, ladies and gentlemen. And I could not recommend it anymore. I've been listening to it for a couple of years now. And if you are into movies, sci-fi, comic books, any of that geeky crap that I'm absolutely into, definitely give it a shot. It's awesome stuff. And Joe's a great guy. And by the way, Joe, who hit 1,000 subscribers yesterday, has done a great job over the last several months, especially of growing his YouTube channel up to a whole new level. So I want to say a big congratulations to Joe. Let me see real quick if I can re-export this video without having to go back and redo everything. I think I can. So let me just go ahead and hit export. Contents. Go to export. Well, let's go. Let you know when I'm not a computer savvy, so I wouldn't know to link up right now. I'm sure you're talking me through the process. Actually, let you tell you right now, Nate. The way the podcast works is I would send you a link. You just need to be in front of a laptop or a desktop, something that the computer is not going to move a whole lot. Something that's got a built-in webcam or if you have a webcam, that's cool too. If you've got headphones with a microphone, that's perfect. If you have a microphone, that works too, of course. But anyways, if the most simple setup, jump onto a laptop, plug your headphones that have the excuse me, the microphone into them, and then I would send you a link. You click the link, and we just go to one of these Google Hangouts, live on air, YouTube webcam things. It'll be unlisted, so nobody will see it but us. We'll go through the interview. When it's all said and done, I would just save the file, pop it into Audacity, edit it down, and it's as simple as that. So really all you would have to do is click on the link, and then we'd start talking. It's nice and simple. Let's see. Harry, you are up to 250. Congratulations, sir. I will say this, Harry. Believe it or not, I don't see all the live streams. I'll be the first to say I don't see all the live streams. You do a lot of live streams while I'm at work. Makes it very difficult for me to do anything. But anytime you do a review or anything like that, Harry, I do watch. And I know several other people that do too. Let's see. Thoughts on my boy Sean changing his channel? You know what? I knew he was going to do it before he did it. Sean is, as we speak, Sean is about 8 minutes up the road from me. Sean has, over the last couple of years, definitely become one of my closest friends. So Sean and I talk 400 times a day at this point. So I can say this without betraying any confidences. The changes coming to his channel have been a long time coming. I 100% support what he has done with the change. If you haven't seen it yet, Sean put up a video today called First. And honestly, I think First is probably my favorite YouTube video of 2019 so far. For a couple of reasons. The theme of it is great. Captain Akron, what's up, buddy? The theme of his video First is fantastic. The acting is better than it should be. I mean, Sean is talented. The way it's shot is beautiful. And it makes you really think. It's so worth the 2 minutes or so it'll take to watch it. What's up, Deej? Deej, actually, when he was in town a couple weeks ago, stayed in this room while he was in Florida. So this is not only the studio for the podcast. This is also the guest room. If you weren't able to figure that out already, with some artwork back there, all the records you could ever want, but not really all that you could ever want. Guest bed, microphone, shirt that makes me look like I got a cocaine problem, all that happy stuff. And we'll wait for it to refocus, which it just did, and good to go. So, I know what you meant, Harry. Well, let's see, Sesame Street. Let's see here. Jackie, I really enjoyed your System the Street video. System the Street, that actually sounds like an alternative band from the 90s, doesn't it? System of the Street, 72. Let us see. Contents. Go to export. Why is that not working? Okay, so I actually might be able to fix this whole problem right now. Remove, and restart. Forgive me staring off into nothing here, but I am trying to figure out how to make a computer behave when it doesn't want to behave. And as I'm sure all of you will agree, it doesn't always work that well. Let me catch up again. Let's see. Thanks, Harry. Hey, that's my room. It is your room, Deej. From what you said, it was comfortable, too. I still have not stayed in this room for anything other than, computer time yet. So you have You have technically spent more time in this room, sir, than I have. Let's see. System of a Down with new singer Big Bird. That is horrifying, though probably not any more horrifying than the actual singer from System of a Down. Cinephon Vlogger. One day I will make it to Orlando again. We'll be there just the NFG concert in July 4. NFG. What is NFG? I don't know what NFG is. I'm probably going to look really stupid when you say it. I'm going to be like, oh, yeah. Let's see. I was once at an open mic night with a dude that System of a Down parody a Subway sandwich and completely destroyed a sandwich on stage. I would like to see that. That was probably before YouTube, unfortunately, wasn't it? Jack, I do need to rub it in that I've been to the actual Sesame Street. My happiest moment was Kira's birth. I would actually like to do that. Let's see what else we got. I do believe I left some travel-sized body wash and shampoo in the bathroom. I'm sure my kids have eaten it by this point. Your gift to me? Well, thank you. I mean, you are a giver, Deej. Let's see. Newfound Glory. See, right off the bat, I should have known that. Chris Serene, I know, is a Newfound Glory fan. He will probably be very disappointed that I did not know that. So I'm going to reopen Audacity and see if I can pop the audio on there right now without having to re-render this entire video. That'd be very nice. Computers are fantastic when they actually work. Excuse me. Out with Bobby. What's up, dude? Out with Bobby is actually one of my favorite Instagram accounts, by the way. Just throwing that out there for you. So, if anybody wants to go follow Out with Bobby, just, making that known. Let's see. Let's see. I'm making fun of you, but that is okay. Who's making fun of you? I get to you. So before YouTube. Sup, Nola? Harry, no making fun of you. So correct each other. I want to correct all the time. Oh, yeah, dude. Actually, Harry, I got to tell you, Jackie is another one of my very good friends who I speak with about 800 times a day. And she can vouch for the fact that at any given moment, any sentence that I throw at anyone is probably about 64% incorrect, thanks to autocorrect. I drive a lot, and when I'm at work, I use voice dictation too, just because I'm usually typing and I can't look away. And so I must mutter and stumble a lot because nothing that I say dictates correctly on my phone. Ryan's autocorrects are amazing. They are the things of legend. He did a whole podcast about cinema sickness. That dude is the worst in my Gene Ralphio Saperstein voice. I have no idea who Gene Ralphio Saperstein is, but I am picturing that with a very distinct voice. I'm not sure what you want to do with that. I'm just, tossing that out there. Advanced audio coding file. Convert it to a supported audio format such as WAV or... Well, I wonder if I can just dump that through some sort of program. Rather than going back and reinventing the wheel. I mean, if you look on the internet, you could find a program that will do anything for free, right? Am I incorrect? That is how it works, right? You just Google it and you will find what you're looking for sooner or later. Let's talk Avengers. Actually, anyone here who has not seen Avengers so far? We're not going to talk spoilers. I'm just curious. Is there anyone here who wants to see Avengers that has not had the chance to yet? All right, Sawyer, you just had a typo. I'm going to go ahead and let that one show, but it just flagged it for whether or not I wanted to kick you out of the room or not. Sawyer called you a hoe. That's kind of awesome. MP4 to wave converter. Awesome. Let's see if we can make this work. Let's see. Gregor said, phone Greg. Hi, autocorrect. Sometimes we all hate autocorrect. Terry. Me, I haven't seen Age of Ultron Onward. Seriously, Ryan? You of all people have missed some movies? Another deed, you must come to Dragon Con, the Atlanta Museum of... I thought it said puberty arts for a second there. Don't go there. Puppetry arts is phenomenal. Sawyer in the middle, seen it. Oops, Sawyer. Funeral Home, Endgame. You haven't seen it? It is very good. I hoe in my yard. Yes. Greg is he knows how to handle the hose. Sometimes he just goes out in the backyard and he puts a couple hose into the ground. Spoiler alert, in Avengers Endgame, Superman gives Robin a super wedgie. For whatever reason in my head when you say that, Robin is played by Paul Rubens. So sorry, Greg. My bad, bud. Your money is in the dresser, so Sawyer's there with you. Look at me when you do that. Ugh. Now get out. Let's see. Greg, money's in the dresser. Lola Deej. How about that? No problem. Hear the hammer. Nope, I have not seen it. Funeral host. Lol. Lots of lols. Smartphone blogger. I can totally see Pee-wee as the next Robin. Okay. I like Pee-wee's work a lot. It's not Christmas until I've seen Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas. But there's a big part of me that thinks that chances are right now, Paul Rubin is probably actually wearing a Robin costume. I'm just going to leave that there, and you can do with that what you will. See the Spider-Man trailer. The Spider-Man trailer is good. I actually understand that there was a second Spider-Man trailer that was released on the Ellen DeGeneres show earlier. I somehow missed the Ellen DeGeneres show today, but apparently there was a second trailer that they released on that one. I have not gone back and watched that one yet. Pee-wee was the Penguin's dad in Batman Returns. Yes, and as I understand, Pee-wee was actually the Penguin's dad in Gotham 2 or 3 seasons back as well, which I kind of think is awesome that they gave that nod. Paul Rubens is, let's be frank, Paul Rubens is a weird dude, and Paul Rubens probably has some eccentricities in his personal life. Paul Rubens is Pee-wee, and that's just good enough for me. So, audio converter. Let me see if I can move that file over that I was talking about earlier. We'll all learn something together then at that point. So I'm to give you an idea what I'm doing right now. I'm going over to HitFilm. I am taking the export from a couple days ago, which is 3,729,610 kilobytes of MP4, and apparently that won't work because my file is much too large for the converters. That is the danger of doing a long format podcast. So let's see. I see Jackie saying, "Brian, is Brian here?" Brian is here. Don't have Super Chat on. I have free money from YouTube to hand out, which is appreciated, but I, sir, do not have Super Chat. I am under 1,000 subscribers. I picked a fight with YouTube about a year ago, and here I am. And it's kind of unbelievable to me that I'd be under 1,000 subscribers with thrilling content like watch me edit a podcast. You all saw that, right? Just a little strange how that happens sometimes. Almost 900 subs. Hey, I mean, if you guys want to go out and, open new accounts and subscribe to the channel, I certainly wouldn't stop you. I would question your sanity, but I won't stop you. Let me see if I could find an audio converter that will allow a larger file. Zamar.com convert. Let's see if that'll work. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Zamzar. It is Zamzar. It's interesting. Add a file. Here we go. Fingers crossed. Everyone, if you cross your fingers, say a little prayer, hold your breath. As I talk, my voice is starting to wear out, and I'm starting to get that Charlie Sheen thing going on there. Starting to sound just a little like Charlie Sheen as the evening goes on. So you can tell when I've had a very long day. Is a shark to look and sound like a coked out Charlie Sheen. I've even got the coke stain, it looks like, on my shirt. It's not cocaine. It's pure Charlie Sheen. Winning. Let's see if we can dump that on there. So let me catch up on the... I've exceeded the upload limit of 50 megabytes. Who needs to... 50 megabytes? Unbelievable. No, that is way too small. All right, let me catch up on these. Scrolling down. I can totally see payment. We already did that one. Bobby Pee Wee was a penguin. Yes, we did that part. I didn't watch Gotham at the first 3 episodes of season 1. You know what? I've jumped in and out. Anytime that the guy that's on Cameron Moynihan, is that his name? The Jokerish kid? I think he's pretty good. So I'll watch those episodes on YouTube. But yes, well, I like it, but I couldn't get into it. There's a lot that they took away from the show that I thought that they could have done better. Time for bed. Glad I made it. Ryan, good to see you again, buddy. Thank you so much. Gotham did get better. I would agree with that. I think the last couple seasons were much better than the first couple. You're a YouTube superstar in my book. Well, I appreciate that, Joe. I've heard it got better, but let's see. It's a real wrapped in an enigma. Yes, it is the ghost light. That happened while I was filming Greg's interview, too. Very odd. We ended up just throwing away that entire take. Tomax and Zaymont. You're starting to sound like me. Starting to sound like you. Winning. Assassin's Blood. Actually, I kind of got the Charlie Sheen hair thing going on today, don't I? I should have sounded like me. I probably will never watch it. The Tiger Blood. Like a Vatican assassin. Great in the Navy SEALs, Charlie. Yeah. Best YouTuber under 1,000. I appreciate that, Sawyer. Ooh, Navy SEALs. Actually, hey, it's Tampa J. Tampa J winning. Fancy seeing you here. There actually is going to be a fairly large change in the format of the channel over the next couple months. Honestly, I'm kind of tired doing what I have been doing, which is a lot of point and shoot. There'll still be some point and shoot, no doubt about it. If I go to a place I haven't been before and I think it's interesting and maybe you guys would get something out of it, yeah, I'll still go and I'll point and shoot. But there's going to be a fairly large shift in the way that the channel is done over the next few weeks. The videos will be sporadic because what I'm doing is going to take a lot more time to create anything than what I'm doing right now. Because everything I do from here on, not everything I do from here on, the ones that I'm talking about changing up are going to take a lot of research, a lot of pre-production, a lot of writing, a lot of production, voiceovers, all that stuff. If without letting too much out, if you've seen what I did with the Mysteries of Orlando series, take the general feel of those and completely different production values, and you'll have a rough idea of where I'm going with things. Mainly looking to do infotainment. I like to learn cool new things. I'm assuming most people do. So I want to share a little bit more of that kind of stuff and a little bit less of just, here I am goofing around. I'll still do some goofing around and stuff. It's just not only goofing around stuff. Choose files. Let's see if that will work, because I'm really getting irritated by the fact that nobody will take a large file. The size of your file is 3.55 gigabytes. That is a large file. Sorry for myself sleeping. My new channel will be Who Dat Sleeping. Oh, Deej. We know some people who actually do that. And quite successfully, for what it's worth. So I joke, but wow. 3.14159. Did somebody throw out the I gotta look for the word pi now. It would work for those people. Ain't gonna work for my channel, that's for sure. So I'm really kind of bummed that I'm not finding what I'm looking for here. I'm trying to redub this thing down, but it's taking forever. I wonder if maybe there's a way to shrink an MP4. Let's try that. MP4 shrink free. There we go. Let's try that. Video compressors 2019. Perfect. That sounds like it should be a winner, right? MP4 compressor. Let's see. Princess Bubbles joining us this evening. I don't know. Usually I just call people by one name. I don't know if that makes you Princess, Bubbles, Bubs, Prince. What do I call you? I can just call you the full name, Princess Bubbles. That's always doable, I suppose. Did you know that I am you, Princess Bubbles? I've been accused of being you on a couple of occasions, which is odd. One point or another, I think everyone's been Princess Bubbles, though. So it would be interesting, however, if whoever you really are has not been accused of being Princess Bubbles. That would be kind of amusing, actually. Free download. I don't want a free download. I want you to crush my freaking MP4 online. I don't want to download it. You son of a... okay, here we go. Let's try this. So, let me catch up real quick. Retro Spectrum, Brandon in the house with a boop. What's up? Brandon and I actually just did an interview with our buddy Rob yesterday. So a big thank you for, I'm going to give you the credit on the assist with that one for all the introductions and such. Who is not sub to Splorin? Of the people in here, probably everybody here is subbed. With the potentially not Princess Bubbles. Although if Princess Bubbles found this live stream, then Princess Bubbles probably is subbed. Brandon, yes. Jay, yes. Brian, yes. Joe, yes. Deej, yes. You. Funeral host. I'm assuming funeral host is. I don't want to just well, I'm assuming everyone does. It just, if you found the live stream, chances are you got a notification about it. So I'm just kind of going off of that. I'm not big enough to have all the other people doing all that. My other account is, which is appreciated. I mean, if I'm going to be accused of being you, then, at least we could have the whole sub thing going on. I've been accused of being a lot of people over the years. Some of them I kind of wish I was them. They seem like they've got more money than I do. Start now. File converter from computer. I thought I already selected this. So how's this work? Computer. Yes, great. Harry the Hammer is subbed, and I appreciate that too, Harry. Splurgeon Ryan. Maybe I should actually start a new channel called Splurgeon Ryan. I don't have the money to splurge, but how do I get this to work? This is, see, already this thing is smarter than me, and I just don't need that in my life. Select files, compress MP4 file. Okay, I did. I selected a file. Stay around long enough, you're going to watch me rage smash my computer. That'll be fun, right? That's worth a sub or two. Been subbed to Uncle Splorin for a long time. I appreciate that. You don't want to be on Princess Bubble sub list. And I've said it before, I don't want to get involved with anybody's fights. But I have gone out of my way, I think, over the last couple of years to not bother anybody. Sometimes people still bother me. I don't get involved. I try to steer clear. I keep my nose clean. I do what I'm supposed to. I eat my vegetables. I don't eat my vegetables, obviously. One look should tell you I don't eat vegetables. But, sometimes trouble comes knocking on your door regardless. I am a very blessed gentleman regardless, so it takes a lot to really bother me a whole lot. People mess with my kids, yeah, that's a problem. I'm actually PMAC movies. I don't know what that is. Oh dang, phone dying, charger upstairs, I'll be back. You better hurry up, Jay. I need you to keep the riffraff out of here. Actually, if anyone would like to invite any riffraff to get the numbers up, that'd be cool. I only sub to Splorin. Well, I appreciate that. I am actually subbed to myself through the LimeLight DIY account. So, I mean, really, I even have one less subscriber than it looks like. I'm secretly Video Game Donkey. You know, it's funny. Somebody was playing Video Game Donkey audio to me yesterday, and I'm trying to remember who it was. I remember thinking, I gotta tell Sean about this. Like, I actually had the conversation with myself. Like, I need to remember this. And it's gone. This was the Tim tracker. Yeah, Tim and I have a lot in common. We're male. Okay, Tim and I have nothing in common. Tim has a majestic mustache. I can't grow a majestic mustache. I'm a 40-year-old who has the mustache of a 11-year-old. It just kind of looks like I've been drinking chocolate milk if I try to grow one. This right here is like 7 years of growth going on right now. But I do have this majestic flowing mane of hair. So, just cut that off and do something gross with it. Let me read through the comments again. Jay, your phone portable, bring it. That is a good thing. I wish it was good enough for some people. Dude, yeah. Your lips to God's ears. Who is this Splorin guy? I thought it was we already did that one. I'm sorry. Another D. Joe, yeah, I forgot about that. High fives. Lol. Heathcliff, no one should tear apart the neighborhood. But Heathcliff just keeps, God, man, what was that, Joe? I mean, it's been like 30 years, dude. Racking my brain. I don't remember how that ends. Great tune. That paired with Dennis the Menace cartoon. Great stuff. Yes, Dennis the Menace. Does anyone remember when Dennis the Menace was really big with Dairy Queen back in the 80s? I'm not going anywhere with that. I'm just curious if you remember that. Let's see. The paired with Dennis the Menace cartoon. Great stuff. Still haven't seen Donkey. I have not either. At least you have your hair. Dude, I gotta have something. I've got a gut. I'm pasty as all hell. I'm not particularly likable, but I have a majestic flowing mane. I just figure it's, like conservation of mass somehow. Little DJ Trav hung out and shared a mainly high five. You know what, Deej and Joe, I have a funny feeling that you guys are going to meet in the next 3 months. I got this crazy feeling that's going to happen. Kevin, what's up, dude? How be you? Kevin, next time that Sean and I go head over to Maple Street, we got to give you a call. Because As I understand, you are in a backyard. Woo-wah, woo-wah. Listen, still don't have to remember reruns of Kid Actor to Dennis the Menace. LOL. You're talking about the original Dennis the Menace, the kid with the bowl cut, right? Not the cartoon version. Part of the Heathcliff song. Heathcliff, Heathcliff, no one should terrorize the neighborhood, but Heathcliff just keeps playing tricks or something. Damn, Joe, what are you doing to me, man? It's gonna be stuck in my head for the rest of the night. Will this epic meeting happen in the city of Atlanta? I don't know. When I said that, I really meant that I just have a feeling. I don't actually have any inside information on that. I don't know if Nola's going or not, but he could. I'm really getting kind of blurry from that light, so I'm gonna chalk that one back down a little bit. Mega Podtastics, what meeting? Joe and Deej. I have a feeling that these two are destined to come together. And Joe was asking if that would be in Atlanta, and I was just mentioning that I don't have any specific knowledge of that. It could happen, but I don't believe anything has been set in place yet. Deej, correct me if I'm wrong. That is a want to, but nothing has actually transpired to make that happen yet, kind of thing, right? But Heathcliff just won't be undone playing pranks on everyone. Was that how it was? What was the name of the other cat? The Heathcliff that had the mustache and the stupid hat, like the stove top hat. Do you remember what his name was? I think it's just like Heathcliff the mustache, but it's kind of like Snoopy had Spike. Remember the brother, like the dirtbag brother that lived out in the middle of the desert? I think they kind of did it with the Heathcliff character at one point too. Correct. Riff Raff. Thank you, Riff Raff. That's what his name was. We had up in Cleveland. We had the Dairy Queens all had Dennis the Menace. There was a fast food place, and I don't remember which one it was, that had Heathcliff back in like 85, 86, something like that. Then Marmaduke started popping up on a whole bunch of things for like the ASPCA. And we were the home of Ziggy, like because American Greetings came out of Cleveland. So like Ziggy was all over everything. We had Ziggy on a whole bunch of stuff, Strawberry Shortcake, the Care Bears. There's one other character or group of characters that came out of American Greetings, and they just stuck that all over everything in Cleveland back in the early 80s, and then just gone. Never had Heathcliff, but had Calvin Hobbes. Heathcliff definitely was before Calvin Hobbes. Calvin Hobbes is better. Let's see. I do believe I'll be meeting up with another YouTuber I've yet to meet in person in the near future, but I ain't naming names. Is it someone I know? Joe? His chicken actually had Popeye as a mascot. You know what? I wish you hadn't mentioned Popeye's chicken at 10:14 p.m. That's just cruel. I don't know why you would do that. Snorkels. Ooh, shirt tails, Cadillac cats, fur skin, kissy fur. The shirt tails. I remember the name of the orangutan was Bogey. I don't remember the rest of them. Wuzzles. There's Wuzzles. It's funny, every time I do one of these live streams, it always devolves into us throwing a whole bunch of 80s references out there, trying to remember the names. The Get Along Gang. Yes, the Get Along Gang was... each one was special in their own way, I want to say. Something to that effect. Mega Podtastic, do you know where Popeye name comes from? Actually, my kids came home tonight and asked to watch the Robin Williams Popeye movie. You can go ahead and tell me I'm a great father. It's cool. I understand. Who likes cheese? Greg likes cheese. Let's see. No, I can't say. It's someone you know, but I can't say. It'll ruin the surprise. Uh, I'm just assuming you're talking about Jackie, but um, Gene Hackman. Yes. Montgomery Moose. Wow. That's taking it back, dude. Popeye Doyle from the French Connection. That's out with Bobby. That's all I remember. Yeah. What was the name? Black Star? Was that it? Black Star, the pre-He-Man He-Man. Does anybody remember that one? So I remember. Yep, Joe. I have a video about the brief history of Popeyes. There's a pop my neck out. So I'm at 13% for squishing this MP4 down. I'm at 13% for rendering it. And I've lost an entire evening. I really wanted to get this thing done so that I wouldn't have to spend all night working on this tomorrow. But sometimes we don't get what we want. It's okay. John Blackstar. That's the guy. Adam Ant. Wasn't Adam Ant arrested for some bad things a few years ago? No, Gary Glitter. Gary Glitter was arrested for some bad stuff a few years ago. I'm glad I didn't say what it was. I wouldn't want to accuse somebody of that if it wasn't them. But so that one didn't render down the correct way. That's interesting. The funeral host. Remember that, Jason? The Wheel Warriors. Wow, the Wheel Warriors. Evil Saw Boss and the Plant-like Pod Creatures. Man, I forgot all about. I never watched that show, but I would always flip on to whatever show came on after that, and I would see the end credits with the vines rolling out and the saw coming through the ground. I want to say it was maybe Transformers that I was flipping. The Wheel Warriors coming off at that point. Polyphonic Spree, Marshall Bravestar. I don't remember Marshall Bravestar. Cybertronic Spree does the Jace theme song. Interesting. Hey, how's Adam? Is he with you? Are you hanging out soon? Did he buy you some chocolate? Does Adam like cheese? Let me answer those questions in order of how they got thrown at me. Fine. No. Probably. Who would win in a fight, Luke Skywalker or a ham sandwich? I would normally think Luke Skywalker, but the ham sandwich took out Mama Cass, who was much larger than it. So I'm going to give this one to the ham sandwich. How does the Dapper come? Often and loudly? I think Luke from Last Jedi because he just eat the sandwich. Isn't that the case, man? What a shame. Now, I'm not going to go too far into it because I happen to know that Joe and Deej are big fans of The Last Jedi, which Kathleen Kennedy appreciates greatly. What the heck are you? What the hell is he doing? What's he doing? So, I just eat the ham sandwich too, though. I'm actually getting kind of peckish right now. Maybe I should go eat a sandwich. Although it looks like I've already eaten a couple sandwiches, but I haven't. Life is cruel that way. Life is cruel that way. Would you guys like a little sampling of a soon-to-be released episode of Splorin? The year is 1955. The average cost of a new house is $10,950, and a gallon of gas is 23 cents. The average yearly wage is $4,130, and for the first time ever, 7 out of 10 American families own a car. McDonald's has opened its doors in California. Highways continue to spread out across America as more and more families leave the big cities and sprawl to the suburbs, while consumerism hits an all-time high in Eisenhower's America. That won't make a lick of sense until the video comes out to explain why I'm even talking about that. Do they eat food in Star Wars? They do. The Yoda eats some of Luke's rations at one point. Wicket sticks something in his mouth and clicks his teeth, and I think that's supposed to be eating. That might be about it. Let's see. Jackie's back. Put it this way, I liked TPM better than, say, Phantom Menace. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with Empire, followed by, believe it or not, Jedi, then New Hope, then Sith, then oh crap! Now I can't remember the name of the second prequel. Then Phantom Menace. You know what? I will put. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put the Last Jedi and A New Hope. Or I'm sorry, and The Force Awakens. I'm gonna put those slightly before Phantom Menace because Phantom Menace was just awful. It was just terrible. Let's see. Welcome back, Jackie. Ha, those are mine. Lol, Greg. I wanted to edit 3 prequel movies that includes only the good scenes edited into 1 movie. Yeah, but where are you going to find 25 minutes to sit down and watch them all? Deej, I would not be opposed to that. Darth Vader ruined the dinner party. I don't know what that means, but I want to agree with that. Didn't someone do that? Some actor, I think. Probably. Who here saw today, or over the last week, the Darth Vader SC-32? I want to say it's SC-32 reimagined. It's from New Hope. It is the Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber battle. Somebody went back and redid it with more like the prequel style of fighting and better special effects. It is absolutely amazing. If you get a second, in fact, I'm gonna look for it right now. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it's called. Here we go. It was the drum roll, please. Let's see. Star Wars Darth Vader SC. And it is Star Wars SC-38. The number 38, SC-38 reimagined. It is about 6 minutes and 11 seconds long. And if you are a fan of Star Wars at all, it is 100% worth taking a look at. It is absolutely incredible. Whoever put it together did a fantastic job. And in fact, when I log off, I will be watching it again. Let's see how far along we have come on the rendering. 22% on trying to crush the file. 16% on re-downloading the file. And one more time, what kind of error is it giving me? Advanced audio coding file. That does not make sense. That does not make sense at all. And it's irritating me. So Zach Braff did a supercut. Zach Braff is a genius. Zach Braff. If you ever get a chance to watch Zach Braff do Baby It's Cold Outside with, forgive me, his name skips my attention right now, the gentleman that played Turk on Scrubs, which, by the way, Scrubs is one of the greatest television shows of all time. But if you ever get a chance to watch him do Baby It's Cold Outside, it is absolutely fantastic. So worth doing. So, this is still not working, so I am going to I'm going to let you guys go, and I am going to see if rebooting my computer will save me 6 hours of beating on this damn thing later. But I want to say, Aaron, I want to say hello and goodbye to all of you. Thank you so much for coming for the rather abrupt ending to things. But I definitely need to get this thing done before I lose my sanity, which I'm very quickly going to. Thank you all for coming by and spending some time. You greatly, all of you, greatly brightened my evening. Every last one of you. Thank you so much. Have fun, guys. We'll catch you later.